We're back. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Gains podcast. I'm Amber P.
I'm Alexis Nicole.
It has been a minute. It's been a minute. Alexis isn't feeling 100%. She's got a little cold, and there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just a little tired. I don't know. I think I'm sore. Like my whole body is sore this week. I don't know what I've been doing in the gym this week, but like my everything hurts.
I'm super sore. I had a good glute training session. Let's see, Monday. Today's Thursday. I've rested the last couple days. I'm resting again today. Um, but my glutes are still sore. So the training session was good.
That's good. Well, I had texted you the other day and I was at the gym saying my tie-ins were just screaming. I was doing walking lunges and I think the way I had my foot placement, because I was trying to like strategically make sure I hit that point. Because I think sometimes when I'm so tall, so I think when I step out, I go a little too far. So I just brought it in a little bit, so a little bit narrow. I was like, yeah, that's it. We hit it right there. And I'm still feeling it, but that's good. That is good. So I have no updates. It's holiday time. Last show, well, pro qualifier in the States is coming up in December. That's all booked. I don't have anything. Yeah, I've got nothing. I'm sorry. I feel empty.
Let's see. Today's Thursday. I work next week. I'm on night shift now, so I work like next Wednesday night, I think. Um, End of the month, we're probably going back to Europe as like an enjoyment trip.
Yeah.
Um, so last year when we went to compete in Prague, we went to Vienna first. And when we were in Vienna, it was like the week before all of the good Christmas markets opened. So Vienna has like one of the most famous Christmas markets in the world.
Oh,
Um, like ice skating in the park and all that stuff. Literally, it opened the following week. So we want to go back and do that. And like we're kind of gonna make it a trip. Like we'll probably fly to London, spend a little time in London, then go to Vienna, spend some time there, do the Christmas shops, visit with boss. Um, there's one more thing I'm not sure, so it'll be like a week and a half or 2 weeks there. And then we'll come home. I work Thanksgiving night. That's my holiday this year. Um, and then we head into holiday shenanigans, visiting family. Christmas we'll go to, where are we going? Minnesota for
oh,
Christmas. Um, that's where Martin's aunt lives now. Um, and let's see. And then we start planning for 2026. I've already ordered my planner because I think we're going to be more places, even more so than this year.
I bought a new planner yesterday because I would start thinking about like things and I've been taking like mental notes of stuff in small places, and so I said let me go ahead and get a 2026 planner so I could just put it all in one place so
Yep,
that
I
I'm not
can see it.
trying to piece it
Yeah.
all together. Yeah, absolutely.
Um, Obviously in the off season now, um, trying to figure out a strategy for next season. Um, for those of you, I don't know if we've covered it on the podcast. The qualification system change. I think we maybe did.
Yeah, we talked
Um,
a little bit. Go ahead though. We can go again.
but basically, I need to just plan for more shows next year, and like strategizing when to clump them together and ideally have them like make a run. You have to win 2 shows to qualify or be top 25 in points. I don't want to do the point situation. That is stressful.
Hmm.
So the goal is to win 2 shows
Let's win.
and have the qualification.
Let's win.
Um, so when that will happen, we're still planning. Um, and then, of course, along with that, I've already started talking to Krista about suit colors for next year and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Let me think. Well, let me backtrack. So, obviously, hair in the the hair world around the holiday season is just, but my biggest gripe, I was complaining to Alexis about it. Like, this is a different demographic of woman that I'm just not quite used to. And so these are just, middle-aged women. They all live on the lake. And so when they come and get their makeup done, they show pictures of makeup, but then you put makeup on them and they freak out. And I'm just kind of like, give me my athletes because I don't have time. It's just like, you're showing me a picture of Taylor Swift. You're 62 years old. You have hooded eyes. Like, and I find it to be just like one of the most frustrating things. This past weekend when I left work, I had a moment of gratitude just for athletes as a whole because y'all don't drive me crazy. And you would think with all the shenanigans that go on with show day, but dealing with the general public for glam, I find is far more irritating to my spirit. And so that's something that I'm going to have to work on. I am feeling much better, just mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. The other day, I had like the prep itch, and I was like, no, girl, suppress that. Like, not yet, not yet. But I can like feel it rising in my system. So I'm pretty sure Coach will be saying something really soon because if we're going to be doing the show that I think we're going to be doing, then yeah, we need to figure that out, a strategy. I mean, same thing again. Like I think I said to you too. It's like, would I love to qualify for the Olympia? Absolutely. Do I believe that I'm capable? Absolutely. Is it possible? I don't know because it's bikini. And so like I have already just like adjusted my mindset because either way I'm going to show up and I'm going to do the best that I absolutely can. It's just kind of like the judges are going to choose who they choose, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to give it my all. It doesn't mean that I'm going to put my full effort in. So I'm excited about it. This is going to be a good season. This is going to be the most we have ever competed in one season. And I feel like I should definitely be able to, considering my butt ain't been on stage in a long time. So if anything, I got stamina. I got stamina to go. So that's what we have there. Oh, yeah. And then I've been talking to a lot of you guys just like through counseling, and that's been very interesting. And I love that aspect of just being able to, serve and help in that capacity. I was talking to one girl earlier this week, and she was saying that, and listen, like therapy is definitely needed, but when she was talking to her therapist about competition stuff, her therapist basically told her, oh, well, you should just stop. And she said, you know what? Let me go talk to somebody else. So I was like, okay, that is cool to see that there is a need for, you know what I mean, people who do get it within the spaces. I can understand why a therapist would be like, well, if this is hurting you, stop. But if we stopped every time we got hurt, we would do nothing in life. But
Yes.
which I think is a good piggyback into our topic for today, which is hard truths about a healthy lifestyle.
I think this came up from annoying question box questions. um, there's never a dumb question. You ask what you need to ask. That's literally mine. Usually say like ask anything or something like that.
Yeah.
But the annoyance comes from, I guess, people not self-educating. Um, when I was growing up, I didn't have internet. And then when we did, it was dial up and it was basically non existent internet because your grandma's yelling at you not to tie up the phone
Right.
line.
Legit. My mom needs to phone.
But you got Google now. And Google has AI that will like explain things in layman's terms. Now, AI, you still have to make sure that it's
Yeah.
accurate. Um, but it blows my mind how many people think they cut out soda and they're going to lose 5 pounds a week forever. Like, yeah, you're going to lose some weight when you cut out all that sugar, but then it's going to, like, then your body gets used to not getting it and it's not just going to keep dropping fat. Or like only being adherent to a plan 60% and getting frustrated that things aren't working, but you also don't want to be uncomfortable. And with any change, whether it's weight loss or a job or moving, there's going to be discomfort. Any change, literally in life, you're going to be uncomfortable before you're comfortable. And as soon as you get comfortable, if you're an aspiring person to improve your situation or your life, it's going to get uncomfortable again. And that is not any different with dieting and competing or living a healthier lifestyle.
Facts. You're preaching. I'm your choir right now because right now in this moment in my life, I am the most uncomfortable I have ever been. However, like I told my mama the other day, because moms listen, when it be your family, your own people sometimes, they can be the most frustrating humans. But I just had to tell her, she was like, I'm hungry. And I said, sweetheart, you will live. You need to be hungry. It's okay to be hungry. And I think that's like, I don't know, us over here in the West, in the United States, you're going to be okay if you're hungry. I promise. You are going to survive, especially for lifestyle clients. Like I know when we're in prep, we are hungry, okay? But just for the general consensus lifestyle, in order for you to lose some weight, sweetheart, you got to be a little bit hungry and it won't hurt you.
Yeah, and I think what people associate as hunger isn't even always hunger.
You're bored
Like,
most of the time.
yeah, or it's the absence of feeling full.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the same as hunger.
No.
So like when Amber says when you're in prep and you're 4 weeks out, you are hungry. For
Yes.
sure. Your body wants energy and you're not giving it to it. Um if you're 40 pounds overweight, you're not starving. You are not. Your stomach's not full, but your stomach's also stretched out and you don't need it to be full.
In the words of my mother-in-law, you have plenty of reserve. You're fine.
Yeah, and like that is not something that people want to accept. Um, People want an easy answer, and the easy answer is that you have to be in a deficit to lose weight. Um, and health isn't about losing weight. Sometimes it's about gaining weight. Um,
Yes.
Especially like coming out of a show, you need to gain weight in a controlled manner. Um,
That's uncomfortable too. But guess what?
And it may just be like you might be a fit person who has very unhealthy habits and you just don't genetically put on a ton of weight at this point in your life. At some point it's going to change. um Especially for women, but the majority of people aren't living a healthy lifestyle. We've said before that bodybuilding is not healthy, especially in an extreme prep getting ready for competition. Um But just because your blood work, the doctor says your blood work looks good, doesn't mean you're healthy either. And I know that's confusing.
Mm-mm. It is so much deeper than that because both things have to align. If your blood work looks good, but yet you still feel off, guess what? Something is still off. If you feel fine, but your blood work says you're not okay, guess what? You're not okay. And that's just the way, like, both things have to live in harmony together. So you can't do one without the other. And as someone who is on that side of post show and it's a little bit harder to get things going, some people think that, oh, that's you're so lucky. It's not. It's a curse. And also, you have to keep in mind that the longer you stay in that, it's just hurting you for the next go round. It is not helping you. So that was one thing that I did when we had to reverse me. I wanted to get there, obviously not fast, but I definitely got to a place to where I was able to put the weight on that I needed. Now, here's the thing also, I'm not someone who needs to be building. I don't need to build a ton. So I don't need to be going higher in weight, but I can say doing that, I felt better quicker, but also my lifts in the gym got better faster. Normally, it takes me some time because it just takes forever to get my body back to homeostasis. But this go round, I'm like, oh yeah, because guess what? That's just going to expedite and help for the next season. Like we have to think more so big picture when it comes to our health, especially when we are competitors. Because I think sometimes we can just get so focused on the oh right now, but when you switch your mindset to everything that you do matters for the following season, it hits different. So you have to just make sure you're thinking about these things in that manner versus oh the right now, the instant gratification.
Yeah, and taking it as it comes because every prep is going to be different. Every improvement season is going to be different. And chances are, if you have a really smooth prep, for some reason, the next one is not going to be as smooth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's going to be the hardest ever, um, but the body responds differently every single time. Every single time that you try to pull fat off, your body learns. So some processes are smoother, um, but it also, your body doesn't want to be that body composition. So your body's going to adapt and kind of find ways to not. And then you that's the fun part of
Mhm.
the coaching side of like navigating how to make it what you want versus what the body wants to do and balancing those two things.
That's facts, man, because granted, I had a lot of just like things and travel going on this past prep, but let me tell you, getting out of the 150s was it took forever. And my body just it just didn't. I don't know if it's because that was the longest I had ever stayed at that body composition, but yo, it was hard. It was the hardest I had ever experienced.
And for some reason, for me, it seems the same way. Like, how many times have I texted you, like, I just want to break 140s?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like 150s, 150s, and then I hit 149. And it's like 149, 147,
Yes.
146.
And as soon as I got to the 140s, we were off to the races. But just breaking the free, I'm like, yo, what's good? What's the problem? Because my normal walk around weight when I was smaller used to be 147. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's the difference? I'm like 152. I should be able to get there. It took 40 years, it felt like. And it was
Yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah. And just like, especially as new competitors, finding how your body responds to different things.
Mm,
I know if you guys rewind a billion zillion podcasts ago, you hear us talking about when I lost my cycle for the first time in prep. Like my first season and a half, I never lost my cycle. Um, but I have a competitor, and she's in prep, she's getting close to show. She's sending me her symptoms. Her For a week, her weight was like slowly ticking up.
yeah.
And I'm like, I know she's following the plan. The photos show that she's following the plan, but it's water and it's like, it's just this weird look. And I'm like, when's your period due? And she's like, well, like, it's due around now, but like, I thought it was coming and then it didn't come. And I was like, okay, I think it's a ghost period.
Hmm.
So like, you're getting all the things, but no bleed. So
Yeah.
like this, if that's what it is, this matches. So we're like adjusting things. Um, And I'm like, well, we need to wait it out. We need like give it a solid week
Hmm.
and try not to let your mind go berserk as you gain 3 to 4 pounds and like you're freaking out because
Oh,
we'd already pushed her show back. So she's like, I don't want to push it back again. Um, Finally, on the scale, it all clears. I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
yeah. Yeah.
But it's like it's guessing, and um, I guess like honestly, um, Martin just did a podcast on the whole coaching thing, and when things go south one time for a show, everyone wants you to leave that coach, especially at a high level when you have all eyes on you. They want to
Yeah.
blame someone. Um, and it's like coaching is an educated guess with
I
experience.
literally told a
And like,
client the other day, this is a science project.
yeah, every single time. So like, obviously, if things are going negatively consistently,
Right.
something's wrong. Ding, ding, ding. Bells are ringing. Figure it out.
Hmm.
Um, but if you are not giving your coach information, like you guys heard my little spiel on my solo podcast, if you don't have enough information to give, how you gonna make draw the dots for the science project without the dots?
You can't. It's not possible. I got a new lifestyle client yesterday, and she's felt fairly new. She's been in the gym for about 6 months, and she's losing some weight on her own. And I just went ahead and set the expectation for her. I told her, I do not know how much food you're going to be eating. I need for you to track this week so we can just get an estimate of your calories. We'll play around with your macros and we will see. But do not expect me to know within the first week. I don't know. I don't know you like that. You don't like we're learning all these things together. So it's like you have to give your coach the opportunity to learn, but you also got to be compliant.
Yeah, and as far as like progress, whether it's prep or off season
Mhm.
or lifestyle, you're just trying to live a healthier lifestyle. the scale is not the only
Oh
indicator.
God,
And I know I've told y'all that the scale will drive me friggin' insane. And I'm not saying that it doesn't still. Um, that is a very mainstream thing that's been ingrained in us, especially if you're our age.
no.
Like, I want to lose 10 pounds before summer. That was always the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to lose this amount of poundage. And people are praised on being obese and losing 50 or 75 pounds in this certain time frame. And it's like, go you. But did you lose it in a bad way and now your health markers are actually worse?
Hmm.
Um, Also, did your scale not change this week, but your clothes fit differently? You have more energy. You're going to the bathroom regularly.
Hmm.
You improved. That's better. Your health is better. I can tell you that even if it went up a pound.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll have that conversation with my clients too. Like, okay, so the scale's up, but like, how do you feel in your clothes? Well, like actually, I have this pair of jeans that I haven't been able to fit into for a couple years, and I was able to get them on Tuesday. That
Yeah.
means your waist is smaller
Yeah.
or your legs or something. Whatever part that you couldn't get them over is now smaller
Yeah.
because you could. Like,
Yeah. I had same conversation with a different client last week. I told her, I said, there are other ways to measure progress, girl. Like if we only went off of the scale, oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh
And like, are you sleeping better? I've
man.
told you guys
Yeah.
before, that's an indicator that my prep is prepping when I'm not sleeping. Even though it's frustrating and I want to sleep and sleep's important,
Hmm.
if I'm not waking up in the night, I'm like, either I was completely dead exhausted or I'm holding water because I didn't pee. Like, you know? So it's like, it's, I guess, learning your body and like being aware of your body. And I know for me, before bodybuilding, I was not aware of my body at all.
Oh yeah.
And bodybuilding will make you hyper aware. For some, that will drive you crazy.
Hmm.
Um, but it's important to know what your body's doing, especially if you're trying to make changes with your body.
Yeah. And something else that plays into that as well, like you need to be aware of your body, which I am someone who's just probably too in tune with my body, but you also need to be self aware of yourself. And here's what I mean. I see this on all aspects with athletes, with lifestyle clients, where you like the idea of something. You like the idea of getting fit. You like the idea of losing the weight. You like the idea of getting on stage. All you see is the end, but yet the big, huge chunk in the middle, you don't realize, hey, it might take this for you. It might not be smooth for you. It might take you 2, 3 years. And what happens is I see where girls will say these things and then they get a little discouraged. And then maybe the compliance starts to slip and then they're even more discouraged. And at that point, like I had this conversation with someone the other day, I said, basically, what you're saying and your actions are not lining up. You're not who you think you are. And that's hard. That's really hard. Like I've even had that moment with myself where a situation I was going through and I realized, okay, you're not no, yeah, so you have to be real enough with yourself. And I just had to tell her, I said, maybe right now in this season, it's not the time for you to be focusing on dieting. And that's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard, but
And you can't be frustrated that you're not seeing progress that you want to see, but you're snacking or not following the meal plan.
yeah,
Like the cliche abs are made in the kitchen, they literally
it's
are made in
facts.
the kitchen.
It's facts.
And I think the cliches of health and fitness and bodybuilding aren't cliches because they're true. It's just people think they're just too simple.
Mhm.
And it is such a simple process. Now, navigating the process isn't always the simplest thing of figuring out what works and what doesn't. But at the core, the basic essence of it, deficit equals losing weight. Healthy foods, healthy practices, healthy levels of sleep equals health.
Mhm.
You can't not do that. Now you can do those things and have underlying things going on that might impede still, but you can't not do those things and expect to be healthy.
Right.
You can't do it.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing that I see with a lot of people where, well, I still want to have my glass of wine. Okay, sis, have it. But guess what? I don't want to hear nothing about slow progress. You got to be okay with it. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it, but I don't want to hear you complaining. It's like the same thing with my mom. I told her, I said, we are not about to have a debate over zero sugar soda versus regular soda when you don't even got the foundation on point. That is the least of your worries.
Yeah, it's like there's give and take. So
Yes.
like I've had clients before that are like they cannot get over the snacking.
Mm,
So I'm like, okay, if you were here, like even with the snacking, I could bump your food. So instead, what are snacks that you like and I can put them in?
yeah,
You
help me.
know, like what are some healthy
Help me.
option snacks that you will eat? Will you eat oranges? Will you eat
Yeah.
celery and nut butter? Like what will you eat? And I'll put them in as snacks. So then you have a snack because a lot of times snacking is just habit.
And it's all psychology.
Yeah. So it's like you have a snack, but it's in your meal plan, and then all the numbers make sense.
Hmm.
Rather than like, I had 3 snacks this week. Well, what were your snacks?
Yeah.
Was it two? Was it a whole sleeve of rice cakes, or was it 2 protein bars, or was it chips? Like, what was it? Was it the snack?
Hmm.
You know? And it's like, will that slow us down? Maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
but not as much as just eating whatever snacks and then typing it to me at the end of the week, you know?
Hmm.
So there's balance there too. It's just like, what's going to make the process actually happen? And
Absolutely.
I'm not telling y'all to message me asking for snacks.
Nah, come.
Everybody
This
don't
is
need
more
snacks.
so lifestyle people. This ain't prep
Yeah.
people. Prep folks, you ain't getting a snack, okay? If you're in prep, don't even try it. Lifestyle people, yes, absolutely. I had to do that with a lifestyle client because she was just having a hard time, just like she's a sugar girly, so like cakes and brownies and things. And she was honest about how she finds herself reaching for it throughout the day. I said, okay, so us cutting it out cold turkey is not realistic. Let's do this. You need to get through your whole day, have all your meals, have your dinner, for dessert, have your cookie. She was doing it. And then she got to the point where she told me, I don't even really want it. I got to the point where I found myself just eating it because, but I didn't want it. I said, well, if you don't want it, you don't got to eat it. It was just the psychology of her feeling like I can't have anything at all.
Yeah. You know, something that I learned recently, Martin saw a study. Sugar is the most difficult and intense drug to detox from.
Yes.
It's worse than heroin. If you truly detox a person who consumes, it was a certain amount, but like a very large amount of sugar on a regular basis, it will give them similar symptoms of detoxing from heroin.
I believe
Because, especially in America, think about all of the things that you eat from birth.
it.
Everything, literally everything has sugar.
Yeah.
Um, at
About
least daily,
think
taking
about our snacks as kids, like those little Debbie's and those like oatmeal pies
bug
and those
juice.
what?
Bug juice, do you remember that?
Bug juice. Oh my god. Man, liquid diabetes, yo.
Or
If I drink
Kool-Aid.
that now, I'd be
Kool-Aid the
sick.
black people way.
Yeah, listen. Ooh. Yeah, man. Yeah. How are we alive?
What'd you say, babe? He said 6 cups of sugar instead of 2.
I'm
I don't
telling
think
you,
we even measured it. It was about a whole bag.
I'll never forget watching my cousin one time. We were little, probably like, I don't know, maybe like 10 years old, and he's just putting all this sugar in the Kool-Aid. I said, Thomas, that's too much. He's like, but it's good that
You
way.
get it to about where there's not any room for it to dissolve anymore.
Yeah. How do we have teeth, y'all? It's quite amazing. But yeah, I could totally see that for sure.
Yeah, so like, and most people never actually go through a point of true sugar detox to where you have zero at all. Because like, I mean, it's in fruits, it's in foods.
Yeah.
So like, other than like people who do like 30-hour famines and stuff,
Hmm.
um, it's very unlikely. And obviously, like, if you're a healthy person in general, you're not going to experience the detox to that level. But I know, like, growing up, we didn't drink water. My grandma was like, I'm not buying water. But we had a well, in the well water, rocks came through it. So you weren't drinking that water.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you could cook with it,
But you're
but like,
not
you weren't
drinking that.
putting it in a cup and
Don't do
drinking
that.
it.
Yeah.
Little specks of dirt. Um, but we drank soda and not diet soda. That was we
No,
drank regular. I was a Mountain Dew addict,
I
and
never
then
drank a
switched to
diet
Pepsi.
soda until I started bodybuilding.
Yeah, yeah, and it tasted so different. And then there was a like, oh, that aspartame is bad for you. So it's like, just drink sugar.
Yeah,
That's better.
it's fine.
Yeah.
That is
So in
wild.
college, I like that's when I really started getting into like lifting for fun. In high school, I
Mhm.
did sports and stuff, but I still ate like trash.
Yeah.
In college is when I had my blood sugar issues and started like being much more conscious of what I was eating, training, running, all that stuff. So at one point, I just decided I was going to stop drinking soda, and I stopped like cold turkey, didn't put much thought into it. um and I was a piss. Like, I didn't have headaches or anything really. I kind of switched to coffee at that point. um but I dropped like 7 pounds in a week, and I was not a large person. I was a skinny girl. Um and then I like now I can't even drink a regular soda. And oftentimes when I open like a Pepsi Zero, I don't drink the whole thing. um because I'm super sensitive to sweets now.
Mhm.
But I like I won't try to come off of coffee all the way. I did that once. It was terrible. I'm not doing it
Yeah,
again.
no, I don't want you off of coffee.
But I would kind of I would compare it to that when and that was not even cutting out all sugar. It was just significantly decreasing it just from soda alone.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing that's hard for people too who do consume a lot of caffeine. Coming down from that, that's not easy. Not
A
easy.
lot of times it's habit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like always sipping on an energy drink. Because I know I've gotten to the point several times in my, especially bodybuilding life, where I'm like, this coffee's not doing anything for me. Or
mm,
I can drink this coffee and go to bed. But if I don't drink this coffee, I'm going to get a headache. And that's my motivator to drink the coffee. Um, so, like, it desensitizes you, and then it doesn't even do what you need it to do.
right. I feel like I get like that with just diet drinks in prep because I'm hungry. Because I don't
Yeah.
really, when I'm not in prep, I don't drink that many zero sodas or whatever. But when I am hungry, like there was one day where I think I had maybe like three Sprite Zeros. I said, okay, girl, I don't think we need to be doing that because now my stomach is as full as a freaking tick and I'm bloated.
From air,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do it because I want like a different taste or a different texture from the types of foods that I'm regularly eating. And like I'll say to Martin, especially in peak week, I'm like, I just want bubbles. Like, I just want the fizz.
Yeah. Yeah. I switched over to sparkling water, but that was worse because I was drinking a
Eh,
lot of, like, ugh. But that was worse because that honestly, it made my belly feel more bloated. So I had to come off of that.
yeah. Um, so that's a thing in Europe. They like, if you ask for water, they're gonna say
Or
um
flat or sparkling.
sparkling or still.
Oh,
And if you don't specify, they're probably bringing you sparkling.
interesting.
And like when you buy bottles of water, there's always both. There's not just one. And so when we went to Prague the first time on our way back, we're in the airport early. I go to the like stand in the airport, and I'm like looking at them, trying to discern one. They're written in Czech, so I'm like can't read it, and I'm like, is it the green label or the blue label? Blue to
Yeah.
me meant normal water,
Yeah.
and like that was Martin too. He was like, I think that one's still. So we buy it. We move over because we're waiting for our coffee. I open it up, take a big swig. It's sparkling. I'm like almost spit it out, and then I go up to the counter and I'm like, I just need like still. And there's a language barrier, and I'm like, not this one. I don't want this one. Like, I'll pay for a new one. That's fine.
Flat.
But I don't want bubbles.
Oh man.
It tastes just sour to me, like tart water.
Yeah, well, especially now, I don't like I like the flavored sparkling waters.
Nope.
Murillo does like the other ones. He likes it all. He's bougie. He likes his pellets
Um, if
green.
you like, have you tried the recess?
Mm.
So it's supposed to really help with, so my friend suggested it to me because it helps a lot of people with ADHD, but it's really just supposed to help. It's got like minerals and stuff in it to help with focus. Um,
Oh.
and I bought it. We found it at I think Kroger and HEB, but it's like individual cans. I didn't find like a case of it. Um, but it's like in a soda can, but sold like how energy drinks are sold. Um, but it's sparkling, and I didn't know that, so I don't like it. But you
Noted.
might be able to find it at Kroger, like Harris Teeter.
Yeah, no, I'll have to look for that. I wonder if that's the same one Lo was telling me about a few weeks ago. Probably is. Sounds about right. She
Yeah,
said something about
yeah. I don't
focus.
know of another brand that does the same thing, and I don't think it has caffeine in it.
Oh,
Um, it like it's. I think that's the point. It's like it's not a stimulant, but it still helps with focus and stuff.
yeah. Okay. I'll have to look for that. Um, that's all I got. You got anything else?
I don't think so. That was a good babble.
Yeah, y'all got 35 minutes with the both of us. Look at that. All right. Alexis, what you got? Posing, is it
Post
opening?
open, and it's much more open now that we don't. Right now, I don't know where we're going next. So,
Yeah.
um, posing's open, taking competition clients still. Email me or DM for that. Posing, just book your session. Because if we go back and forth on messages, it's probably going to be booked by the time you're ready to book that time slot.
Okay.
Um, and start planning because the schedule should be out in about a month for next season. And then people start prep.
Yep, yep, that's it. All glam booked, done for the year. No more spots, nothing else opened. I'll look at posing probably more so closer to the beginning of the year because just holidays and again work and family and travel and stuff. My calendar is open if anyone needs like any counseling or whatsoever, and I think that's it. We need to ask Krista if we're going to do something again for next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need to plan that
We need to
because
plant that like off camera. We'll talk about that. Y'all, what city would you want?
yes, let us know that.
Yeah, we'll do. That'll be cool. All right, y'all. That's it. We will chat with you next week.
Bye, guys.